obviously vet them and their experience and things like that. But it also comes down to, who do you want to be sitting down on the couch with a cup of coffee and doing a check-in call with? Who do you want to be talking to your dream client, on the same Zoom call with? Who do you want to be taking to Palm Springs for a team retreat? I think that as, again, entrepreneurs, that's something that we should look at. There's this theme within our agency that we're seeing of like, if we all share the same vision, if we all get on the same plane, we're all going to the same place. And that's super important for me with our team members, is that if I need to feel that connection with each of them. And when we go and we talk about hiring, I also think it's extremely important to do the follow-up work that comes with that. One of the biggest things that I do inside of our agency is I'm insane about communication. I'm insane about our client communication. I have all of my team and all of our clients on Slack. And if they don't have Slack, they have a group text. We do weekly email updates and check ins. We do a monthly meeting, if not more. And I make sure that my team has 2 team meetings a week. And I'm also doing monthly check ins with all of them. I'm also very involved on our client calls and our client work. And I'm very involved in a lot of the teamwork. In fact, this is something that I'm actually trying to change right now because I'm almost too involved. But I I love the follow-up that comes after the hiring process. I love the relationship building. And I think that when you go to hire someone, it usually takes, honestly, a couple months until you can really see who they are, without the kind of like, especially as, if you're an entrepreneur and you're hiring someone and you're the boss, and maybe you don't have an operation manager or you don't have someone that's kind of managing the team, you really kind of see this person come out of their shell after a couple months, which is kind of a long time. But I also think that we have to do our due diligence and making sure that we're building those relationships. We're getting to know who we're hiring, and we're able to, really analyze like who they are, what their strengths are. So that was something that I also learned a little bit later. And I actually got this idea of these weekly check-ins and these anonymous check-ins from a girlfriend of mine that also has an agency. And not only does it help build these relationships with your team, but it also helps like your overall company morale. Like I feel like we have an open door policy, but these check-ins allow for team members to come to me directly, and whether it's me on a Zoom call with them or taking them out to dinner or just sitting down in the office and having a conversation, it it's able to build my relationship with them and make it a more personal touch where I believe that we're both now sharing trust for each other, right? It's a little bit more of an intimate setting. We're actually sitting down and talking face to face, or if they're remote on Zoom, Zoom to Zoom. But it's helped. It's helped with them offering up suggestions. It's helped with them talking about their bandwidth. It's helped with them talking about what they want to see in the agency. And it also gives them this platform to be able to give their feedback and give their suggestions so that they can then grow more. And that's also something that I've seen with a team, is that if you have a disconnect with your founder or with the leader, if you can't see the vision, or if your team members can't see the vision, and there's not this understanding of like we're all on the same playing field, or we have an understanding of where we're going, it feels like things start to fall apart and lose interest. And the team members that have left Eckes Marketing, whether they've quit or whatever else, like I have noticed that that was one of my biggest takeaways as a leader is when I let that connection drop and I let that relationship drop, and I wasn't doing my due diligence, and I wasn't offering up enough support to them. And I thought that was really interesting because now it's become such a value point inside of Eckes Marketing, is to make sure that all of our team feels connected and feels supported and feels like they have a really strong relationship with me. That I would not want to ever do that again, because I've seen the aftermath of it. And I think, again, when we talk about hiring, right, it all kind of goes back to, who do you want to build a relationship with? And that's been something that, again, like I hear a lot of this advice and like everything throwing around of like, obviously vet them and their experience and things like that. But it's also comes down to who do you want to be sitting down on the couch with a cup of coffee and doing a check-in call with? Who do you want to be talking to your dream client, on the same Zoom call with? Who do you want to be taking to Palm Springs for a team retreat? Who do you want to be in your office and be working alongside of you? I think that as again entrepreneurs, that's something that we should look at. And also too, on the other foot, if you're looking at a job, do you want that connection with your leader? Maybe you don't. That's cool. But like, do you want that connection with your boss? Do you enjoy your boss? Do you enjoy who they are as a person and what their mission and what their values are? I think that when we start looking at and analyzing, what's important to us, you know, that plays a huge role in where we spend most of our time during the day or where we spend most of our work. So for me, again, like this is me just verbally processing all of this with you guys. I feel like hiring is so crucial to your company and to your brand. It sets you up, it sets the tone, it sets, the feeling and company culture. And you also get to live in it. Like it's like when you buy a house or you build a home, it's the inside. It's how the inside of the home feels or who you share it with. And so for me, again, going back to this hiring idea, I really believe in finding people that excite you, that you want to work with. I think as I'm looking at the rest of this year, because obviously we're hitting kind of like our half a year, 6-month mark for 2022. I almost just said 2023 because that's how tired I am. And I've been thinking a lot about 2023 today. Um, I also see myself challenging our agency with hiring maybe a few people that bring something new to the table. And this idea has been kind of on my radar for a while, but you know, I love this idea of bringing in people that have this talent or have this skill set that are going to bring a whole new take and service to the agency. I think again as entrepreneurs, a lot of times we hire knowing that we can train them if it's there, if the trainability is there. I think I've done a lot of that. I think I've done a lot of kind of being the senior strategist on everything, being very, very involved, that now I'm seeing this new theme inside of my agency where I'm setting my team free and they're becoming the senior strategist. They're becoming the actual ones responsible for the business and for the clients. And that's fucking terrifying for me, if I'm being completely honest. But it's also something too where it's like this is the next phase of where we're going. And this is the next hiring process for us. And now I'm looking at, okay, if this is what's happening inside the agency right now, and we're moving from people that we're hiring to just do tasks to people that we're hiring because they're building the business and they're building clients and they're building a more strategic approach and case studies and all these fantastic, fantastic wins. Now I'm looking at this next round of hiring where it's like, now where do we go? Who's the next person? Who's the next strategic move? Who's the person that's going to come into this agency and just blow it up or bring something new to the table or bring in a new vertical or, bring in some new creative outlet? And that's what's so exciting because I can't wait to meet that person and I can't wait to build a relationship with that person. I can't wait to set them free and see what they do.